Well, that was great. I hope that you have a chance to ask all the honors folks ask that question, the ones who aren't answering up here, because it sure is an interesting variety. I'm going to mix this up a little bit because the microphone's right here. And we have not heard from University of Washington, Boise State. So let's go to describe the opportunities your students enjoy outside of the classroom.
Okay, so I will start. So students in the honors program at the University of Washington do a lot of different things. The honors program is a program at the University of Washington, so it is a supplement to the UW experience. So they do a lot of things that UW students also do. So taking advantage of things in Seattle. We're based in Seattle, so very close to downtown. There's a new light rail system, so it only takes 10 minutes to get to downtown Seattle. So I don't know if it's true in other areas, but they do a lot of touristy things. I don't know if locals also do touristy things in other places. But so Pike Place is a very common activity to do on a weekend. And then moving on to campus, students also take advantage of a lot of different clubs that we have. We have over 800 clubs on campus that are student run, student organized, and they range anywhere from a club called Gray Matters, which is our neuroscience club, all the way to things like the Quidditch Club, where they play Quidditch every single weekend. And then there will also be a lot of activities that come out of the residence hall floor. So we just got done collaborating with the honors floors and holding a welcome event that consisted of each group of 4 students creating a board game. And those board games are now housed in the residence hall to play year-round. And it was a competition to see who could build the best board game. And then as far as honor staff also put together a lot of different programs for students as well. So we always do an ice cream social on the first day of class, which just happens to be today. We start very late in the fall. And then the most common event that we hold every quarter is an event called the Honors Hearth, where we invite students to come together and listen to 2 different faculty members answer questions that the students submit ahead of time. So one of our big focus of our program is interdisciplinarity, so we bring 2 faculty members from differing disciplines to come together to talk to each other, and it's a great opportunity for students to see those instructors as actual people instead of the person that's just facilitating the classroom. So those questions range anywhere from what were you like in high school all the way to things like, can I get involved in your research? So really cool sort of events to go to.
Chris?
Yeah, I think you'll find a common theme among all the honors colleges and programs that we want you to be part of a community, and a community of students where you get to explore who you are and who you're going to become. And I think you'll see that there's a number of programs and events, leadership positions that are open to students. So we want you to kind of explore things that you might be passionate about, and either pursue them. And if you're interested in one specific thing, like undergraduate research, or if you're interested in Greek life, we encourage that. Or if you're like, you know what, I'm not really sure, so maybe I want to try out an intramural sports team, or I want to go find somebody to job shadow. We encourage that as well. One of the ways that we do this at Boise State, we have between 60 and 70 programs and events per semester, and they range anywhere from going whitewater rafting or snowshoeing to a hot spring over the weekend, and then you may meet with a Nobel Prize winner on for a small group discussion that following week. So it really gives you kind of an opportunity to kind of do different things that you might find a passion or pique an interest that you just didn't even know existed. So.
Okay, so then here's a very important question. John, you can take this first. How much extra work is required to be in an honors program?
Well, let me answer a slightly different question. Is it more work? And the answer is yes and no. And I think it's going to vary from program to program what kinds of extra things are required of you. Our goal at UP is not to work you to death. I don't have to motivate my students. They're intrinsically motivated, and so I don't have to give them a lot of extra work to make sure that they're meeting the bar. We do provide different kinds of opportunities that the regular students don't normally get, and they oftentimes are more geared toward research and such things as that. We also offer, and if I had one of my students with me and you ask them what the difference in the honors classes and the regular classes, they would say it's not really more work, it's just different. In the sense that the freshman seminar for honors, which takes the place of a required core class, if you take it as a regular student, it's going to be 30 students and it's going to be a lecture class. If you take it as an honors student, it's going to be 15 and it's going to be discussion based and you have to make presentations. So it's not necessarily more, but it's different. Another example, in the junior year, our students are taking a course in their major that they're taking as an honors course. It's embedded in their major course. And they have a project they work on. And I try as hard as possible to get the faculty members and the students to design a project that's going to help the student get a little bit farther along in the direction that they're headed. So a good example, I had a biology student a couple of years ago who in the summer after her junior year had already landed a research experience for undergraduates at OHSU in downtown Portland. She was going to be in a lab doing biological research. So she and her professor in her spring semester did a review of literature to help her get prepared to go do that lab experience in the summer. And I thought that's exactly the kind of thing we want. So yes, there is extra work, but it should be more focused on helping you get farther along in your pathway and helping you develop in the way that you're wanting to develop.
Sandra, so down at the end there, Sandra.
Yes, I second everything that John just explained for the University of Idaho Honors Program as well. And a common example there would be as well, if an honor student takes a core class, a general education, State Board of Education required general ed requirement, then the work is different from the regular course, perhaps because the students are different in the class and the instructor has a group of students who are at the same level and are ready to go, and so it's more conversation based, it's learning from each other rather than from the instructor necessarily only. But I also like to add, and I second what John said, so instead of thinking along that question as extra work, well, that is, a question that's an important question to ask. Hello, Lindsay. Hello, putting you on the spot here. While it is an important question to ask, is there extra work, and we get asked this question often, I also would like to reframe it as an opportunity. So just to give you another example, students who are starting out in the honors program at the University of Idaho have an opportunity to go towards various distinction levels. Hi, Lindsay. So there is the active membership. For instance, you could take 14 credits in honors-bearing courses, and then that will be recorded on your official transcript. Or you have the opportunity to go for 19 honors credits, and that will be recorded as an honors core award on your transcript. Or you can go for 27 credits, and that will be recorded as an honors scholar. Or you can go for 27 credits plus an honors thesis, to which I alluded earlier, and that will be recorded on your official student transcript as well. So is this more work? It is more work in terms of finding the honors courses that would count towards this. Luckily, we're very flexible as a program. We have developed a system in which our students can use academic and experiential points that count towards their honors credits. So to give you an example, things that honor students do anyway, they can earn honors points for that, and then those will count towards their honors credits. For instance, studying abroad, I alluded to it earlier, doing undergraduate research, writing a journal article, perhaps with a faculty member or under the guidance of a faculty member, being published in a journally, in a peer-reviewed article, or as I said before, going with us to Ashland, to the honors conference, and presenting your research there will get you a number of points. We also have extracurricular experiential points, leadership points, or community service points, or being an ROTC leader may earn you a point, because this is what students do. They're intrinsically driven our students do that and they earn honors credits for it. And we work very closely with faculty on campus to exemplify what that work might be. To stay with an example from the classroom, let's say somebody uses a contract with a faculty member to elevate a regular course into an honors credit-bearing course. Then perhaps in business and economics, the class would generally look at a couple of companies and write portfolios about these companies. And then the honor student in the class who's working with a faculty member will then, based on additional skills that the student learns in that class from the faculty, aside from the other students, will analyze and compare those portfolios in addition to what the other students did. So it's basically an opportunity to learn additional skills rather than thinking of it, boy, I have to read an additional book and write an additional report. It's a different set of skills at the University of Idaho that you gain with taking an honors course or work towards honors academic and experiential points. I also briefly wanted to touch upon that honors students tend to graduate faster and on time more often than other students, so that's definitely an opportunity being in that program. And we have priority registration for students in the program, so you get the classes that you need, right, Lindsay? And I'll give you an opportunity to talk as well if you like. As I said before, you get to know faculty inside and outside the classroom who will be situated well to write you good letters for the next stage of your life. And we collaborate very closely, hopefully in terms of space as well in the near future with the Office of Undergraduate Research at the University of Idaho. So the director of that office and myself, we work hard every day to get students into the labs and collaborate with research faculty, and then perhaps get their research published, definitely presented somewhere. So those are benefits from being engaged with faculty and being engaged with other students at a level that that only smaller honors programs, smaller not in terms of the size of students. We have 550 to 600 students in the honors program, but smaller classes and the one-on-one with faculty will definitely promote.
Lindsay, I remember you from last year, right?
Yeah.
And what year are you now?
I am a junior.
Okay.
Got one more year after this.
Okay.
Yeah, can we just say a little something? Hi everybody, apologize for being a little late. I was running from work, but I'm happy to be here. I guess probably just something briefly about me is I'm majoring in advertising and I'm minoring in professional writing and graphic design. I'm part of the honors program. I'm part of Air Force ROTC and I'm part of a sorority as well, which I find very common with honors students no matter where you go to college. The honors program tends to draw in mostly students that are pretty driven academically and then also very involved on campus. For all you out here, it's fantastic that you're here getting a chance to learn as much as you can about these honors programs. For U of I, it's given me so many opportunities. The classes are phenomenal, and I'm sure all these other classes and opportunities with the honors programs at any college here tonight are really great. So if there's any of you who want to ask me questions at the end, I'd love to do that. But it's nice meeting you.
Okay, it's nice extemporaneous speech there. So that's